Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's May 31st, 2017. In national news headlines, LeBron James' home burglarized in Los Angeles, and the vandals spray painted the N-word all over. Of course, the N-word means nigger, the hateful word. And as I've been explaining, going back to 2014, there's a reason LeBron James's name sums to 42, and it's the same reason Jackie Robinson once wore 42. This number represents the word nigger, and I'm going to give you a theory on why in just a moment. But in case you're new here, notice the name Jackie in the language of gematria sums to 42. I want you to look up this man, Moses Walker, 42. This is truly the first black baseball player in white major league, 1884. He played in exactly 42 games, 1800s. And this language of gematria, this is what the English language was built on. This type of coding has been going on all throughout history. The hit show Martin, black sitcom, his apartment number is 42. Think of Martin Luther King Jr. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. have a lot of parallels through the numbers, including the number 42. And with regards to the months of the year, there's only one month that sums to 42. It's February, Black History Month. Think about the slang term brothers. Think about the derogatory use of the word boy. Think about Black history on the bus. And there's so much more. Again and again, all throughout history, this number stamped on black people the way a rancher stamps their cattle. And what I'm here to tell you is there's a group of people. Think about who runs the NBA. Jewish people. Gematria is a Jewish practice. In the Bible, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. Well, in the Bible, the Jews have dark skin. Who might the Jews be and who might the false Jews be? Just think about it. But here's something else to think about. 42. In 2015, before the Cavs and Warriors ever played in an NBA Finals, I said why when LeBron scored 42 in February against the Warriors, it signaled that that would be the NBA championship that year. Warriors and Cavs. Everyone thought my pick was wrong. It wasn't. What I knew about back then was that Nate Thurmond was a star player for the Warriors and Cavs, and he had his number 42 retired with both teams. That's why the Warriors are wearing 42 on their season or on their jerseys this season. They've worn them all year if you don't know. They'll be wearing them in the finals. It's because Nate Thurmond died in the offseason. The Warriors won against the Cavs, and then the Cavs won against the Warriors, and then Nate Thurmond dropped dead 27 days after LeBron James scored 27 in Game 7. And just so you can see this, Cavs has gematria of 27. LeBron 27 in Game 7. 27 days later, Nate Thurmond dead at age 74, just like Muhammad Ali died at age 74. Remember, that's a number of sacrifice. Killing 74, Masonic 74, Jesus 74, Cross 74, Muhammad 74. And I did say in 2014 that we would see Muhammad Ali pass at age 74. Notice Muhammad Ali also sums to 42. Now check this out. If you write out 42, it sums to 74. The reason that's interesting is because the New Testament of the Bible begins with the 42 generations to Jesus, who was from Judah, the land of the Jews, who were dark-skinned. So, 42 generations to Jesus, the way the New Testament begins. If you write out New Testament, it sums to 42 as well. With regards to 42 summing to 74, Jesus again sums to 74. They said N-word. N-word has that 74 coding. And again, the hateful word, 42. See how this all comes together? Think about it. This system was built by the people that we call Jewish, because this gematria is their practice. But we know that they are the false Jews, and it seems that they've built all these language tributes to disrespect black people, and they use these rituals again and again in numbers, from shaming people to murdering them. So just think about it. Bible, Jews, false Jews, Also, the New Testament, the 42 generations to Jesus, that begins with the book of Matthew, the first of 27 books in the New Testament. And look how that word Matthew has math in it. Math, 42. The Bible, a book of numbers. Did you see the 21 like math as well? If you write out 21, it sums to 42. The original printed Bibles were 42-line Bibles. These numbers are special. They're not arbitrary. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you haven't seen my work on decoding that movie and how full of 42 it is, you better check that out. So also, with regards to Jesus Christ, who, if you read his description in the Bible, sounds like a black man, even though most people know him as a white dude with long hair. Today is May 31st, the 151st day of the year. Jesus Christ equals 151, right? Today's the 151st day of the year. Chosen One. They have Chosen One tattooed on the back of LeBron. Show you this about this connection to the Cleveland Cavaliers and the name Jesus Christ in light of LeBron having Chosen One on his back. 151 is the 36th prime. If you add the numbers 1 through 36, it sums to 666. The number of the beast. Notice Cavaliers is 36. 666 is taught about in the final book of the New Testament, the 27th book, the number of the beast. Last year, LeBron was the first player to go to 6 straight finals since 66 when Bill Russell did it. Bill Russell, 42. Now check out the name LeBron, 66, as well as LeBron James, 66. The 66th book of the Bible teaches about the number of the beast, which is 666. Number of the beast, 66. The verse about it begins, "Here is wisdom, period," 66. The beast rules for 42 months, 66. Do you see how all of this comes together? It's all biblical. Last year, LeBron James won on the real King James's birthday. The Warriors went down with 89 points, King James 89, religion 89. King James has a Bible named after him. Creating all of this news, ritual, using the numbers from the Bible. You see? Again, gematria, Jewish practice. The Bible begins with the 39 books of the Old Testament, which the Jewish faith goes by. So there's a lot more I could say about this. I mean, if you watch my videos, I've covered all the pieces a million times before. In a second, I'm going to show you how John Clayton fits into this riddle. But I just want people to understand today why this news story, why the day before the NBA Finals, how this is probably mocking the truth of this world. If Jesus Christ were a real person, it's most likely that he was black. Again, Jesus, 33 miracles. He began his ministry by the Sea of Galilee, 33. Just like Bible's 33. Just like God's Son is 33. Look at the name LeBron alone, 33. Look at the name James alone, 33. Cleveland, one of the few 33 cities. Relevant numbers. Also, Cleveland Cavaliers sums to 318. Remember, in the New Testament, Jesus Christ, there's 318 mentions of his resurrection. And something so interesting, the 77th day of the calendar year is the day that leaves 318 days remaining. Christ, 77. Interesting how Christ is also 85 in light of how that number comes back to basketball. And this being coded on LeBron James, the basketball star, where for some reason each year we see the most ritual sacrifices in regards to human beings and entertainers for this scripted event, which is another big piece to get your mind around. But if you follow my work for the last 3 years, I keep saying the same thing. People drop dead for these championships. Around the NBA playoff time, it's always the most. And again, for all of you who ask me how I figured out gematria, it was just by reading mainstream reporting. Because just look at this right here. They say his house was robbed at 9:44 a.m. And then down here they mention his house was 9,440 square feet. I mean, how gluttonous. And how many homes does this guy own? While people starve in the world. Anyway, 9:44 a.m., 9,440 square feet. if you study Aleister Crowley and what he shared about gematria, he starts talking about the big numbers and the meaning. Understand that what I teach you, I only teach you what I know. There's so much more to this language that I don't understand yet, and there's probably something right in this 944, 9,440 that's over my head at this point. But I can see the core things that are, so relevant. You don't have to know the whole thing to know enough. Also, Trav W., who leaves awesome comments always, he mentioned with regards to the 6:44 a.m., that's the 404th minute of the day, King James and Satanic Gematria 404, just like the chosen one in Jewish. That's interesting. 404 is how many verses are in the book of Revelation, which teaches about the number of the beast, the final book of the Bible. So great observation there. It reminds me how LeBron James and Donald Trump were at the White House on the same Thursday, November 10th, right after the selection of Trump, who had his convention in Cleveland. And that same night, Thursday Night Football, was the Browns in town against the Baltimore Ravens, who once were the Cleveland Browns. It's so obvious how all of this stuff is scripted together, and you have to be really blind to not see it. Anyway, Donald Trump, who's running a campaign of hate, Make America Great Again, also 404. In the Bible, the warnings are trumpets, the trumpets, ticket. Think about it. Holy Bible equals 45, 45th President. Mike Pence equals 45, forwards and back. Also today, for one more Jesus Christ riddle, John Clayton, JC of ESPN, fired on the 151st day of the year. JC, John Clayton, Jesus Christ. John Clayton lives up in Seattle on the 47th parallel. Don't forget Christian 47, like Ohio, like Akron, Ohio, like this is the 47th season of the Cavs. I noticed that the date John Clayton was born, May 11th, date connected to Saturn. The Bible, the numbers of the Bible goes all back to this occult knowledge about Saturn and time. Everything that's coded in the Bible is all part of this riddle. Christianity equals 930 like Saturn 93. Anyhow, John Clayton's birthday, born in 54, perfect for an ESPN employee, currently 63, likely a tribute to the Cavs. Just notice John Clayton, Gematria 47, up on the 47th parallel in Seattle, 137, the 33rd prime number, 47 and 52 both represent authority. Special numbers to masonry. But anyway, this man being born in 54, ESPN 54, forwards and backwards. Not a lot of words are that way. Only words that will break down to 9 are that way. One of the most interesting ones is geometry, because gematria is geometry within language. Holy Bible, again, 45, forwards and back. Mike Pence, I was saying, 45, forwards and back. There's some interesting ones. One of the most interesting words of all in the world of sports is baseball. 54 outs in a complete game. 54 coded 2 ways into the word baseball. Notice the 162 like the 162 game season. Major League Baseball is also 162. And so is MLB and Sumerian Gematria. But anyway, John Clayton, just think about John Clayton. This guy's been the face of the rigged NFL football league run by the Jews, and people can't see through it. What's this little wet-looking rat? What's he know about football? Oh, God. Don't get me started. Anyway, this man being fired the day before the NBA Finals, probably not coincidental. I notice his birth numerology syncs up with 89, just like King James, as well as 35, also like King James. Again, Cavs 63. But no doubt, a tribute to JC, Jesus Christ. John Clayton, ESPN. We'll probably see him pop up on NFL, their network or whatever. But it's all just a show by the numbers. ESPN does everything by the numbers. Why? Because ESPN, like everything else on TV, is run by the Zionist Jews. I don't know why people can't figure it out. Do you know how I also figured out Gematria? Because I read, oh my God, this is a Jewish practice. Once upon a time, I read that. Gematria, Jewish practice. And I said, This could be why I see numbers all the time repeated in the media in nonsensical ways. And again, one more time. Just pay attention to news reporting and see how often things are like this. 9:44 in the morning, his house is 9,440 square feet. Likely, neither of those things are even true. There probably isn't even really a burglary there. His Jewish owners probably have the keys to his house, set up their little photo op, sell some more commercials. Everyone wants to know the big story. They don't understand the big Jewish circus they live in. They don't understand the sports games are fake. They don't understand the elections are fake. They don't understand they're being lied to. They think it's anti-Semitic to call out the false Jews who have, two needs for you to work and for you to generate taxes so they don't have to work. That's your purpose. They call you the Goy. And, for one more, Goy 47, like John Clayton, like Christian, a religion made to control you. That doesn't make any sense. The central figure, Jesus, says don't worship in the building. What are Christians doing? Building churches? Asking for money in the collection plate? Who controls the money? The false Jews? You see how this works? It all comes back to money and your attention. Paying for your cable, buying your jerseys. There's more truth seeker, but that's enough. Until next time.